Martina McBride is, of course, one of country music's most successful stars, with 14 Grammy nominations to her credit to date. She's also been named Female Vocalist of the Year 4 times by the Country Music Association. But for her latest CD, titled Everlasting, Martina is charting new territory for her, covering classic soul and R&B songs like I've Been Loving You Too Long and What Becomes of the Brokenhearted. Let's take a look now at a clip from Martina McBride's Everlasting CD.
Walk out because I love you too much, baby. I love you too much, baby. Yeah, they say that it's a man's world.
First of all, honored to have you on this program.
Thank you.
And delighted that you decided to do this. Tell me why.
You know, I just have always wanted to make a record like this. And I just kind of listened to my little voice, that little creative voice that said, this is a good thing, you should do this. And I just love this music, you know. I've always put songs like this in my show over the years. We've covered everything from At Last, Natural Woman, songs like that. So yeah, it just felt like, it's just fun.
Yeah. What about the traditional soul music most resonates with you?
For me, it's about the emotion, you know, about the lyric, and it's about, I've realized that these songs are so kind of in the moment, you know, it's just conversational, it's about, I'm expressing my feelings, and I think in a way that's a similar thing to country music, you know, in that it tells, you know, has just, the lyrics have so much emotion.
Yeah. See, I'm glad you said that, because there are a lot of things I love about R&B and soul, and as a black guy, the groove always gets me going. But country is, I think, the best lyrical stuff around. Part of what I love about country music, most of what I love about it is the lyrical content.
Well, it's just about real life.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. How'd you decide what you wanted to put on here? Because you picked some good stuff, but I can only imagine, like most artists. So you got 12 tracks here, so you must have started with like 250?
Yeah, oh yeah. We started looking for songs. We looked for songs for about 6-7 months. And I worked with this great A&R girl out of New York that helped me, just would send me lists and lists and lists of songs. And you know, sometimes I would see a song or hear a song and think, I don't really want to do that song, but it would remind me of another song. So a lot of it was just, you know, sifting through the treasure trove of this music. And, and I just really ended up finding, I worked with Don Was on this record, and he came to Nashville, and we sit down with the piano and sang through about 20-25 songs, and there were certain ones that were just really natural and certain ones that weren't, and so we just kind of went with the ones that felt natural.
Good bet. Go with the ones that feel natural. But when you say, I think I know what you mean by this, but when you say it felt natural, what do you mean by that?
Just, you know, sometimes a song just comes out like already sounding kind of like a record. You know, it fits your range, it fits your tone, the melody, the phrasing feels really natural.
Yeah. So you go through a bunch of tracks, you pick the ones that sound and feel natural. At the end, you look at what you have. And when you look at what you have, what you did, what theme, what thread do you see running through it? Yeah,
well, it's interesting. There's a couple songs that are about trust and lack of trust, you know. We covered If You Don't Know Me By Now and Suspicious Minds, and you know, I've been married for almost 26 years, and that's not an issue that we deal with, but so that was you know, on a couple of the songs. And you know, we have a song we did To Know Him Is to Love Him, which is just such a sweet song, and I don't know if there is a theme that runs through the whole thing, you know. I think it deals with different emotions.
Right. When you are in front of your audience and you throw in an R&B song here, you throw in a soul song there, how does the audience respond to it? How does it fit into your typical playlist?
Yeah, if they respond, great. Yeah. When we do Natural Woman, you know, everybody loves that song. And you know, I usually choose songs that everybody knows, and that's the thing about this music. I think that these songs, my fans are going to love this music because it's still me, you know, singing the songs, and hopefully it feels really authentic, and I hope they like it.
Yeah. Is there a particular reason why now seemed to be the right time? So much of life, period, much less the music business, is about timing. Is there a reason why the time is right for you to put a project like this out now?
Not really.
Yeah.
No, it's just as a artistic decision. You know, it's like sometimes you just have, like I said, you have to listen to your instincts. And make records. You know, I made a record a few years ago called Timeless, which was a collection of country standards. And so this is sort of, in a way, I don't know, it's not really an answer to that or a continuation of that, but it's the same kind of idea, just with a different kind of music.
Yeah. Is this about where you hoped you'd be 2 decades in, or had you not kind of given thought to where you wanted to take this thing? You were just going with the flow.
In some ways, my career has exceeded expectations. You know, I think that when you get into this business, I was always kind of had a rule of thumb that you get, if you can have 10 great years, you know, that's really amazing, and it is. And so to be having done this for twice that long, it's just, you know, I'm very blessed.
What's your sense of the crop of country talent that is out there today?
Well, it's an interesting time in country music right now for females. It seems like you know, there aren't a lot of females on country radio right now, but I think that's cyclical in a way. You know, I think it'll come back around.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. That was my follow. I wanted to ask what you thought about the whole crop to begin with, then specifically about women and why it is, to my mind, that what you just said is correct. That it seems like some of the women are kind of disappearing, and we don't know why that is.
I don't know why it is. No, I mean, because there were some really great records that were made last year. I mean, Casey Musgraves just won the Grammy for her album, and you know, Ashley Monroe made a great country record. And I think there's a theme right now in country music, sort of a trend that is more about trucks and you know, and I don't know, just like it's a lot of male-oriented subject matter that I think that we have a hard time as females sort of finding, you know, that's really not, I mean, I don't know what I'd do with that kind of trend. Like I couldn't really fit in and find music that fit in like that.
But that raises another question. Is there, if there's a male-oriented country lyric, is there female-oriented country lyric, or is it just about, or is it supposed to just be about life, period?
I think it's just supposed to be about life. You know, I think that I've always just recorded songs that I love and that resonate with me and that I feel like are going to say something that somebody is going to own. You know, it's like I want people to say, that's my song, you know. So I just think, you know, I've never really followed a trend, so.
Yeah. Has your choice, to your point earlier that you pick songs that you think people are going to resonate with, has the kind of stuff that you do changed to your ear over 20 years? I'm talking now about the lyrical content of the stuff that you do. I mean, you live life, you have different experiences, different things resonate with you.
Right.
Can you hear that when you look back, or can you see that when you look back over your own discography, how that's changed, the choices that you make now?
Yeah, I don't know that it's changed a lot. I think you know, I think at certain times in my life there are songs that, like for instance, I recorded a song called In My Daughter's Eyes. I have 3 daughters. Had I not had a daughter, I don't know if I could have really, you know, understood that song. So I recorded that when my girls were little, and I just think, so I guess as time goes by, you do find songs that you can relate to better because you've had those experiences, or because you're older, or whatever.
Yeah. Since you went there, does having 3 daughters change the way you view your work and your career and your calling?
Doesn't.
Yeah.
No. I think you know, having children, and especially daughters, does change obviously the way you view the world. I mean, I want the world to be a safer, better, more joyful place for them, you know, than it is sometimes. But I don't know that it affects my music, my work, really.
Yeah. So the other question is whether or not you think music can still have the kind of impact on our lives the way it used to. I mean, music it's a wonderful thing to entertain us, but there's certainly been very, very strong periods in our history where music, whether you're talking Dylan, we can run the list,
sure,
where music actually made a difference. You think music still has the kind of power to do that these days?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I think the way we consume music is different. I think that our attention spans are getting shorter. So I've noticed with my daughters, rarely do they listen to an entire song. you know, they'll listen to, Mom, listen to this song. I want you to hear this song, and it'll be like, you know, half of it or three, and then they'll switch to another song, and I'm like, why don't you listen to the whole song? But
Does that scare you as an artist?
yeah, I don't think anybody's listening to my whole song.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think there are, you know, music is so powerful, and lyrics and songs and even, you know, instrumental music it's emotional and it's powerful, and I think that it taps into something that no other art form can.
Yeah. So as you tour, are you touring just for this project, or are you doing, as you said earlier, weaving some of this into your playlist?
I'm excited about this tour because I'm going to do a whole tour around this album.
Oh, cool.
We're going to bring out a horn section. We're going to bring out background vocals. We're going to, you know, maybe do some moves.
Yeah, here you go. I'd pay to see that. You may see
You
me
have
on,
to teach me some moves.
You may, no, you don't want that, trust me. But you may see me on the front row, Martina, just checking out you and your moves.
Okay.
And I'm glad you said horns, because you can't do soul music without some horns.
Oh, I love it.
You got to have some horns somewhere.
Yeah.
The horns don't get the respect they deserve.
Yeah.
But there's so many great. I mean, what's Earth, Wind, and Fire though without horns? I
Right,
mean, you know, you got to
exactly.
have.
Yeah.
In Chicago, there are a lot of great bands. You got to have. I love the horn section. I love it. So
Good.
anyway, glad you're doing that. The new project from Martina McBride is called Everlasting. Some great soul and R&B stuff from this country icon, and you'll want to add this to your collection as well. Martina, congrats and have a great tour.
Thank you.
Good to have you on. That's our show for tonight. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep the faith.
For more information on today's show, visit Tavis Smiley at pbs.org.
I'm Tavis Smiley. Join me next time for a conversation with comedian Tim Conway. The 6-time Emmy winner has an autobiography out called What's So Funny? My Hilarious Life. That's next time. We'll see you then.